So, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, meine Damen und Herren, señores y señoras, here we are once again. It is Optikzero against MK. It is the US Craft Cup, and we are in the quarterfinals. This is the first game. I just realized as I took a look at the brackets. Oh, the quarterfinals just starting, so why not cast it right away? And we got MK spawning. Here's the teal Zerk in the bottom right position. His opponent, Optikzero, cool name by the way, is spawning at the pink Protoss in the top left section here, position on jungle basin. It is a PvZ, it is a best of 3, and interestingly enough, MK decided to not vote down jungle basin, so he's more afraid on other maps than to play on jungle basin. Of course, in the first stages of the game, you can secure your expansion here pretty easily. And then you need to go for some powerful 2-base timing push, otherwise Protoss just gets too strong, because it's much easier for the Protoss race to defend another expansion and be aggressive at the same time than it is for Zerg, and I'm really curious where this might be going. And Optikzero with the forge opener. This is very common, even building a pylon here at the bottom of the ramp. And what is MK doing? He's just going for the spawning fool. Already started to mine some gas, so he will have some fast speed links out. And will Optikzero even decide to build a cannon here next to the pylon? Yes, he does. So even a little bit more pressure. What will MK do? No, he will not send any drones because of this overlord. He is aware of the cannon, but decides not to go for an attack right there. Meanwhile, in the base of Optikzero, we see a probe moving out. What is this probe doing? Going for the cannon right away. Remember, there's still a small space between the cannon and the forge here. Now we can see it. And yes, he now realizing that wasn't the best bad placement. Now we're rearranging this photon cannon, building a gauge right away, and now he should start to save some minerals to go for the expansion here, or he will be building a pylon and the destructible rocks to be absolutely safe. But I guess that's not the biggest problem. MK needs to watch out. Cannon. Oh, okay, it would be 4 more shots until the cannon would have killed the overlords. It's not too much, and we see a hatchery going up by MK, but here on the center location. Zerglings try to get in there. Probe doing a good job at blocking stuff, but maybe one single Zergling might come through. No, Probe just blocking in time. And Cannon with 3 kills already, just waiting for the MK. Optikzero is now waiting for the Zealot to actually block what's going on between the Photon Cannon and the Forge right now. So, Pylon. Oh, just a second. Oh, small sneeze. Pylon next to the destructible rocks. You will have a nice positioning for the photon cannon. There's the first Zergling already attacking the rocks. Meanwhile, we see Optikzero going for the Nexus here at the natural. The cannon for Optikzero is still there here in the natural of MK. MK not deciding to go for an attack. Instead, he decides to get the second gas, goes for the +1. So I can imagine some heavy bailing oriented play, and especially a Protoss player who goes for some kind of forge opening into a fast expansion. Yes, he does not have so much gas. We see this is a Cybernetics core. Cybernetics core is 10 seconds from being finished, and he does not have so many gateways to produce a lot of sentries. And without the sentries, he might be in a lot of trouble, especially considering that the front of the ramp with the Zealots guarding it gets broken very, very easily. So I'm really curious where this is going, but no Banelings coming up yet, no Baneling nest. We see the layer is coming up instead by MK. Some small leg spikes here. So looks like everybody is having these leg spikes, Optikzero, MK, and the other observers casters as well. So what do we see by Optikzero? And Optikzero decides to go for the full power from above, double Stargate play. And on the other hand, Nidus Worm coming up by okay, and interestingly enough, he is building this Nidus Worm at the center base. How many Zerglings does he have? He got 10 more in production, 27, so soon 37. What about the +1? It is finished in 2 seconds, and there we see the Overseer. And of course, Void Rays, of course, deal pretty good with Zerglings, because Zerglings just can't attack Void Rays. On the other hand, yeah, they take quite a long time to kill all those single units one by one. And all those Zerglings are now in the base. Here's an Overlord. Will he build a Nidus Worm before this Overlord dies? Will he build a Nidus Worm somewhere else? And Overlord still got a couple of HP left, but I mean, Optikzero will scout this possible Nidus Worm. Instead, we see the Nidus Worm here in the base of MK. And there is even another Nidus Worm queued up directly. Yes, you can queue up Nidus Worms with the Nidus network. And there is the first worm. It is getting attacked right away by this Void Ray, but shitloads of Zerglings are already out. And where is the second Nidus Worm? Here it is. Of course, it gets taken out very easily, very fast by this Void Ray. On the other hand, we see more Zerglings here in the natural of Optikzero trying to do some damage. And when we take a look at the harvester count, we see this is a very all-in-ish by MK, because he only has half the harvesters that Optikzero does. He's now aware of this mass Void Ray play by Optikzero, and a couple of Zerglings only left for MK currently. Do we see another Nidus Worm somewhere? No, we do not. And looks like Optikzero was able to hold this off for the moment. 16 more. Oh, not anymore. Now the harvester count is only 10 more for Optikzero. So on the other hand, MK now decided to drone up, because you've got the layer already finished, going for the Hydralisk then. And of course, Hydralisks are a good unit to have against Void Rays, especially of course assuming that your opponent doesn't have too many Void Rays. Good move by Optikzero here to go for the +1. Very important upgrade. It's so crucial for the Void Rays. You can increase the damage by 16% with each upgrade, and this is quite a lot. And what is MK now doing? Okay, he's building, he's going for the Burrow Grooved Spines upgrade, so 20% range increase for the Hydralisk. He is spreading the Laugh even more. There we see the Laugh tumor. And going for the Burrow, he's still got quite a lot of Zerglings there. How many is it? 35 Zerglings. So of course, Optikzero knows when he's going for an attack. He needs to watch out for his Grout unit. Now he's got this 4 Void Rays, but the 4 Void Rays, of course, they can't do shit against MK. Screen, because when they are microed properly, and why didn't he have his 2 bases connected yet? There we see one creep tumor, and there we see another creep tumor, but should have had more, at least in my opinion. Here are the Hydras of MK, and he's just waiting until he's in a good position to actually snipe 1 or 2 of those Void Rays. No, he was not patient enough, and that's why the Void Rays came out there alive. So harvester count now 59 for Optikzero. There we see the more gates going up. The Blink Stalker play. I'm not sure if Blink Stalkers are the best decision against Hydras and Speedlings. I mean, of course you can use them, but if they are actually the best decision to have, best unit composition in addition to the Void Rays, I'm not sure about that. And there we see MK going for the second hatch. This time in his natural, the cannon is of course gone, and we see another Nidus Worm very soon. I would guess yes, just here behind the back drops, just kill them, go for a straight intake. It is of course always better than here on the high ground, so he always knows what's behind the destructible rocks compared to he does not know what's up the ramp. And there we see the Queens, there we see the Hydralisks, and the Queens of course are so important here in this area. He needs to watch out, he's got all his units relic directly to the destructible rocks, so the Queen just can pick up one Zergling after another, and still more and more units coming out of those destructible rocks. Now he's moving forward. Is he placing some creep tumors? No, he's not at the moment. Nice force field. If another force field would be placed, he might be able to do some damage there and transfuse on the Hydralisk, and there we see him warping more units in, and he should have enough sentries to place some nice force fields here. And now good unit control by Optikzero, outranging the remaining forces. So MK, he might be in a lot of trouble, losing a lot of units there. But he's still sending more Hydralisks in. He's got 9 more Hydras in production. Are these directly ready to the Nidus network? Yes, they are. Queen not in range here of this Phoenix. Phoenix takes out one unit after another. And there we see the Hydras still marching in. And what to see here, 4 zealots, and now he's even using the probes. Of course, MK needs to watch out, losing one queen right now. Still no creep tumor placed. I would really like this, especially when you have the Hydras and some creep tumors at the front of the base. Good job by Optikzero taking on the Nidus realm, preventing any reinforcements from coming up. Hydras trying to take out the Void Ring. They are successful. Will they take out another one? No, they do not. And very good defense here by Optikzero. On the other hand, MK finished with his hatchery and now started the drone production. You could have started drone production a little bit more early, but on the other hand, of course, he would have thought that he would be able to make more damage there. And now, remember, the +2 is finished for Optikzero. He's got the Void Race finished as well, and he's got the Void Race finished as well. He got the Void Race in his army composition as well, so flying units and very fast, very agile units, even with Blink here by Optikzero. It looks like Optikzero just for a moment thought that there would be another Nidus realm, but at the moment there is not, and still the base is not yet 100% fully connected, but it's better than nothing. There we see more and more drones arriving. Let's take a look at the harvester count once again. 78 probes on 3 bases. Why not? Because that's actually a good amount of probes to have, and especially considering that he will be mined out in his main base very soon anyway. And getting some cannons there as well, 2 cannons in total. There's a third one. Might not be that effective, but the cannons are not there to defend your base. Most of the times the cannons are there to buy your main army, to buy your main force enough time to reach your expansion. And there we see the observer in the army composition of Optikzero, so he will take out one creep tumor after another. And when we take a look at the sentries, he's got 2 sentries with at the moment enough energy for 2 force fields. Another sentry joining the army composition, so in the end, sentry taken out. Good job by MK. And without any force fields, he might be able to do quite some damage there. Now he's pulling back. What about the sentries in the army composition here of Optikzero? There we have one with, okay, those 2 force fields, those 2 sentries have now enough energy to keep on force fielding, and now MK is lagging. And not anymore. And he even pulled 2 drones. I mean, maybe this was not intended, but he pulled 2 drones out of the Vespine Geyser, and there we see him still, this drone carrying the cocoon. And sentries might be taken out here by the Zerglings. No, they are not. But what is MK doing? Is he committing to an attack? But the unit positioning is so much better for Optikzero.